What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WWE Network and Show, where I, Graham G. Matthews, break down all the original content I watch on the WWE Network, on Peacock, and USA Network. As today we're talking Season 3, Episode 10 of Miz and Mrs., entitled The Royal Return. Now, they touted this as the Season 3 finale. I think there's still more episodes to come in Season 3. The last two seasons, Season 1 and 2, both feature 20 episodes each. So I assume this is just the mid-season finale. We'll get more episodes either later this year or early next year, whatever. So keep an eye out for that. But I like how this season kind of had a direction, and it started late last year, around the time Miz came back to TV with the Dancing with the Stars stuff and whatever. And it culminated in Miz and Maurice reuniting in the ring against Edge and Phoenix at the Rumble. So there was really kind of this cool story arc on this half of the season, which I thought was really cool. Maybe they've done that before and I'm missing it, but you know, I know the other seasons are built to them having a kid and whatever, so I guess the other seasons kind of had that as well. But it wasn't just random episodes. Each episode served a purpose, and they all built to this, which I thought was really cool. So anyway, the episode starts off with Miz talking about how he feels their mixed tag team match with Edge and Phoenix at the Rumble is going to set the bar for couples in wrestling. And we've seen other couples wrestle before. You know, Cena and Nikki, they faced the WrestleMania. Brie and Bryan, they faced at Hell in a Cell a few years after that. So we've seen couples in the ring before, most notably Triple H and Stephanie. But a few better than Miz and Maurice, who are just inseparable, and they're fantastic. Maurice is confident, unlike a few episodes ago. She's confident that she can get back in the ring and do it successfully. She wants to do Hurricane Rana in there. Miz, not so convinced that she could do it properly. Miz kind of talks some things over with Ryan Cabrera, who now has like purple hair or something here on the show, playing cornhole in Miz's yard. Miz talks to Ryan about how he wants to keep the kids at home for the Rumble and not bring the kids with them. They're at that age where they don't really know what's going on, but they can sit home and enjoy it, and it might be too chaotic, and they might serve as a distraction if they go with them to the Rumble. So Miz and Maurice train in the ring. The kids interrupt them at one point, but once the kids are out of the equation, Maurice has a chance to really get focused and focus on her training, which she does a good job at. She talks about perfecting the hair flip back in the day, kind of her signature taunt before her matches. And she tries the Hurricane Rana, and Miz is skeptical. He thinks that she can do it, but she's never done it from the top rope before. That's what makes him worried. Back at the house, Miz prepares an ice bath for Maurice, and she talks about how she feels the kids can be a distraction as far as her in-ring training goes and being there for the match. So they agree to keep the kids at home with Marjo and George and whoever else. And Miz thinks that what Maurice is doing is going to make her a great example as a mom. Going in there, despite being nervous and skeptical, she's going to go in there and kill it, and that's going to make her that much more of an inspirational figure as a mother, specifically to her own kids. So they get to St. Louis for the show. They FaceTime the kids from there. And the kids look great. They're very cute. Miz talks about how he doesn't have his gear ready at that point, and they don't have matching gear, and Maurice is freaking out, and she tries on his gear, and they talk about how her gear rides up on her and whatever, and she feels like her shit might fall out of her gear, if you understand what I'm talking about. Not literal shit, but I assume you understand what I'm getting at there. And they have a funny exchange about the gear, and the bottom line is that Maurice is a bit worried it might not be ready in time. But she does feel ready as far as this match goes. They arrive at the Rumble Arena. It has an atmosphere that can't be described, according to Miz. They get backstage. They talk to Terry, I believe her name is. The gear is ready. The matching gear just has to dry. Maurice talks about how she's in the zone about the match. Miz is thinking about everything going into the match, and he talks about how his nerves and how he feels like he's about to pass out before he goes out for his match, before he goes out for his entrance. He feels like he's going to pass out. It turns into adrenaline once he goes out there and hears his music and hears the crowd. So they go out there. They do the match. Nothing compares to the adrenaline of that entrance and everything else. And that great feeling they have in that moment of, you know, him being with his wife, no one else he'd rather be walking down to the ring with, and hearing the adulation from the audience, all this other stuff. So they show the highlights from the match. It goes well. It was a perfectly fine mixed tag team match as far as I'm concerned. But the key here is that Maurice hit the Hurricane Rana on Edge, and they go right to commercial break as she's about to hit it. Great cliffhanger there, but she hits it seamlessly. It looks good for someone who's never done a Hurricane Rana before. She does it very well. And they lose the match, but as far as how they're feeling about it, it was everything they wanted it to be and more. When they get backstage, they're sitting in the golf cart ready to be transported to the locker room, and the kids FaceTime them, and they talk to the kids, and Maurice talks about how she would love nothing more than do her entrance at some point in the future with the girls. And they kind of recap the first half of the season and how they continue to surprise each other, support each other, thanks to the parents, Marjo, Barbara, George, They talk about the dancing stuff and Maurice getting ready to be back in the ring and whatever. And that was kind of how they closed out the season here. So really good stuff. I honestly really enjoyed this episode and the overall season so far. I thought season 3 might be the best yet. It goes without saying the chemistry that Miz and Maurice have together is tremendous, and it makes for great on-screen chemistry and just entertainment and whatever. So really enjoyed this season, really enjoyed this episode. It was a 2-episode premiere. My episode review of episode 9 went up a day or 2 ago, so check that out. But yeah, all my other Miz and Mrs. reviews are up here on the channel in the description box down below. Check out the playlist, Miz and Mrs. Reviews here on WWE Network and Chill. That being said, guys, it's been a great time breaking down the show. I appreciate you guys checking out these reviews. If you have been, thank you so much. Check out the other ones if you haven't already. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do after Raw now. I guess I'll be going back to watching Raw Talk Live after Raw now. I watched Miz and Mrs., but now I'll be watching Raw Talk Live, and I'll be continuing to do those reviews here on the channel on the day after Raw on Tuesdays here. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell button to be notified every time a new video goes up. Have a great one, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week/weekend. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.